Welcome to the Design Her In campaign. So today we are going to look at the barriers that people are facing in the engineering sector and why it's important for the engineering sector to design her in. So Marie, today our topic is on no female leadership in the engineering sector and no female representation on boards.
Yeah,
so we've been sent a few quotes from our social media manager. So I'm going to read the first one now for you.
Okay.
And this is that there's no female representation at board and senior management level.
So what are your thoughts?
So this is something that's very close to my heart because I know that there is a severe lack of female representation in board levels across the engineering sector, including all the companies that I've worked for when I've been employed there. And for me, it's not being able to look up and see someone that looks like me, see that it's a possibility to get there.
Yeah, I think engineering is very male, pale, stale. Totally agree with the comment. And I always think like it's symptomatic of the wider problems that exist. Like it's one of the first things that I look at when I'm thinking about working for a company. What does the senior leadership team look like? And if they look like 100 middle-aged white men, I'm probably not going to go work there, right? I'll go work somewhere else. So yeah, I totally agree with this.
Yeah. I think it's also the concern that if there's no females on the top panel, then the company isn't really designed for females either. It might not be the best place for a female to work.
No, exactly. And I think there's some studies that show as well, you're more likely to be sexually harassed women are more likely to be sexually harassed in an environment where there's a disproportionate amount of males to females.
The other two comments are one that I know is very close to your heart, and it's lack of female attendance at conferences and lack of female presence on panels at conferences. And we've actually done a speak out talk on this very topic.
Yes, yeah. So it's fascinating how this happens, right? Because I know so many women working across like the infrastructure sector and in engineering, but whenever you go to a conference or whenever you go to a speaking event, this magical thing happens where women are nowhere to be seen. Um, and I find it particularly kind of depressing when you ask where the women or female speakers are, and the response is always like, oh, we couldn't find anyone that could talk credibly on this topic, or we couldn't find anyone who could contribute to the discussion. And I kind of think, really? Because, like, the majority of people in the UK are female, so I'm really surprised that you couldn't find one woman somewhere. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I completely understand where you come from that. And it comes down to even in meetings that I'm shocked when there's another woman in the room. I'm so used to being the only female there. And it's always, yeah, I always look around and think, wow, but this is just, it's become the norm. And I don't think it should.
No, I completely agree. Like, I have so many conversations, like, literally, when there's another woman in the room and we're working, you know that you're immediately going to be best friends. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, it's so frequent that I am the only woman talking. And I'm just so excited that you're here, which is why I feel like I know so many women from across the engineering sector where that has happened. And then we're just like friends for life, basically. Okay, cool. So what's the most annoying thing that you hear about when people try and defend why this exists within engineering?
Yeah, one of the key things is that women didn't apply. So my always question back is, so what are the barriers? Why aren't women applying? What is the barriers that are put in place that are stopping women getting there, stopping them applying and not wanting them to take that role? Or are they just no one in the more senior positions to even progress up onto board level? What are those fundamental barriers?
Yeah, I hear all the time, we just didn't get any female CVs. And I kind of think, is what you're telling me that you're really bad at doing your job? Like, is that is that what you're telling me right now? Like, if a strategic objective of the company is to diversify the workforce, which it has to be, right? Like, the business case is overwhelming, and the response is, oh, well, we just didn't get people applying. I think, come on, surely you've got to do better than this. Like, if the engineering sector is there to solve problems and you can't solve this basic problem of getting women to apply for your jobs, then do I really want to be taking my business to you? Probably not.
Yeah, I think it's something we faced when we started Speak Out, and we were getting predominantly females applying to our roles. So we changed it up, and now we get a good gender split. But we had to adapt and change because we were just getting females, and we thought that was weird as well.
Yeah, we have the opposite problem, which shows that you can do things that attract different types of people. So, engineering sector, please start doing things differently.
Yeah, definitely. Go and look at our Speak Out talks as well, because we've done the invisible disabilities and neurodiversity, and I think both those talks address different barriers to applying for jobs. These were mine and Marie's experiences. Tell us yours in the comments.